Hello, my wonderful people. Good morning to you all. Make on hear this breaking news. This one is coming from the BiafranNews.com. And it reads, and I quote, "New legislation, Igbos to lose properties, ownership rights in Lagos State." Now there we stand for this time. When we are talking to our people that you are being hated all over the world, including your own country. But Igbos will not listen. Igbos are the most educated illiterates we have in the wide whole world. Yeah, you can as well said I am wrong. Yeah. And I will prove you right why I said so. Igbos are the only people, are the only tribe in Nigeria. Igbo, what we used to call in our local dialect, Okammanama. Most of our prominent men, most of our prominent women out there who is doing exploits, building bridges across the entire nation, don't even have even common unu okoko in their own village or kindred. In other words, we like to develop other people's. After all, we will say we are industrious. Industrious is different from developing other people's country. The system in Lagos, since I came to Lagos, I think that was 2001. The system in Lagos is that when Igbos develop one particular area, they will chase them out from there and send them to another one village in Lagos State for them to go there and develop. And they will foolishly and mumuli go and develop it. Okay, now the Lagos State House of Assembly, the new elected, okay, let's say this is his third time of going into that office. He want to bring in a new law now. They want to enact a new law that will make every Igbo that owns property in Lagos. They want to reverse the existing laws. Even if you have C of O, which is being called the highest document you can get if you have any landed property anywhere in the world. They want to reverse it. In other words, there was a rumor, okay, let's say a voice note that made rounds on the internet then. And I tried to complain to people, or I tried to reason with some people. I said, this voice belongs to the then vice president vice president elect or select of APC, that is Kashim Shettima. I said this voice belongs to him. And that voice says that if they assume office, they will make sure that all the whole lands that have been taken over from the indigenes of Lagos State will be restored back to them. And they are going to enact a law, a land act law, which will be one plot of land for indigene for 1,000 naira or 100,000 naira, then a plot of land for non-indigenes. And in that voice note, he made it specifically for Igbos that they will be buying a plot of land for 100 million naira. When I heard that voice, I told people that look at what is going to happen. But they adamantly refused. Even they went into argument with me and said such a thing can never happen. And they have begun to play out. This one is not even up to 1 month in their office, in their swearing in their so-called presidential select or elect. Now they have started. If you could know that whatever is happening in Lagos State in the lives of the Igbos, the federal government hands is completely 1,000,000% behind it. Because you cannot tell me that an Igbo man come out and said, see the Lagos State and the federal government cannot protect our properties in Lagos. We are going to invite IPOB. Not that they have invited IPOB. Now they are charging Wajago for terrorists. But a man came out. He said it openly to the hearing of everybody, even to the international community, that if you are an Igbo man, come and march the bed and whatever, the names you can remember, coming out that day to vote and you are not voting for Sanwo-Olu or Tinubu or APC, you should stay back in your home. Otherwise, you will collect woto. The commissioner of police in Lagos State came out and debunked that rumor and said it was a joke. We should take it as a joke. The presidential election, 25th of February, it happened clearly to everybody. Even to the extent that there was a viral video where this man, MC Olomo, stand on a polling unit down in Surulere. If you come there, you are not voting for APC, or all their preferred candidates, they will chase you back, or you will collect woto. A lot of people we have been flogged, some people we are stabbed. Nothing have been done till today. Nobody even talk about that issue. It has become a forgotten issue. The commissioner of police or Lagos State spokesperson the other day came out and said, if you have any evidence against NC Olomo of attacking you, you should come and present it. Can you people see it? That statement MC Olomo made, it had been that statement is being made by an Igbo man. But as I'm talking to you now, that man will be in what they call solitary confinement in either DSS or EFCC custody. Igbos are not being loved, but we refuse to hear. We keep on eating with the enemies or the devils with a short spoon. There's an adage that says in our own dialect, in Igbo language, that in case I don't more anyhow, one net upon but our people keep on dining with the devil's advocates, which are the Yoruba people. Yoruba people had never loved Igbo for once. I can say this thing over and over again. I have been in Lagos State, I have lived in Lagos State, and I have seen the concept of people that are these Yoruba people you are talking of. If you are ever making exploits, they rent home for you. You trying to, maybe you are begging for food when you rent that home, a Yoruba landlord, and you start to make the any day you buy car in that house you rented, my dear brother, my dear sister, be rest assured that your rent is better to increase. Or quick notice, they will just give you quick notice without nothing. You have not committed anything. It happened to me once or twice in Lagos State. Yet our people keep on exploiting, building mansions. If you go to Banana Island today, a plot of land in Banana Island is being sold in millions of dollars, not in naira. Igbos are there. You will see that somebody will go and buy a canal. The money you can use to sanfeed that canal is enough. It's even more than what the amount you spend buying the land. It's even more than enough for you to build a complete estate in one local government, just one local government area in the south, in the southeast, and take over that place. But our people keep on going and going. Look at the Lekki, that the land or house rent or you're buying that cost millions of dollars. If there's any single rent in Lekki Peninsula on Lekki axis, my dear, all the whole house there, no single drainage. Yet they keep on building. Igbos, the new legislation law now is going to make you to lose everything you have damn acquired. You keep on dining. During the time of what do they call it? During the time of the genocidal war, Nigeria against Biafra, the Yoruba, fought against the Biafra. They joined Nigerian government and killed millions of Biafrans. Yet, Igbos don't want to learn. Ask someone again, when I never see anything. This one is just a play out. By the time this administration go to like maybe they have spent like 1 year in office, then they will bring out their food. They just calm down now simply because maybe the case is still in court. They don't want to do anything that to make the court to jeopardize whatever plan they have. The plan they have, Air-5, and Air-5 have come out and tell you people that this Muslim ticket is for dominance. It is us versus them. Then the Muslim versus Christians. Exactly the point. And he made it categorically clear that in Lagos, in Kaduna State, where he is the former governor, and at the federal level, that the Muslim ticket is going to occupy for 20 years and unending. In other words, that the Christians have no say in this government. And he made it clear that the victory of Tinubu have silenced the Christian Association of Nigeria. Some people was a kind of, no, he's just joking. That is him trying to make himself be known. My dear, that is a script that have already been completed. They have written it in a bold letters that this is what is going to play out in Nigeria as long as they can be able to rig that election. Period to this election, a Muslim cleric in Kaduna come out and said, it has been long they are waiting for this to play out, for them to have a Muslim ticket in a federal level, that is a jihadist agenda, and they can do everything humanly possible to make sure that thing happens. That is why they break all strings to make sure that this election, imagine announcing election result by 4 a.m. when everybody was asleep, giving a return ticket by 4 a.m. when everybody was asleep. A broad daylight robbery. Okay, look at it. Instead of the so-called president to arrest the INEC chairman who brought all this division into the country, who brought what is happening to the country, he went and arrested Emefiele. Despite the fact that all of them, they are the same. Because Emefiele and these ones, they are the ones that are bringing hardship to Nigeria. That Nigeria is not doing good today. INEC chairman hand is involved, Emefiele is involved, and other cabals, including Malam Nasir El-Rufai. All of these people, they are the ones that is causing what is happening in Nigeria today. Anyway, my wonderful people, please, I don't want to stress it much. Let us go straight to the reason why we are here. Happy Sunday to you all. Please, if you never subscribe to my channel, this is the high time for you to do that. Turn on the notification button so that you'll be notified each time we go live. I will post something new on this channel or any other channel related to Okute Daily Talk. So please, tighten your seatbelt because we are about to take off on a very high altitude. Today is Sunday, so we're gonna do what? We're gonna just jollificate. We're gonna use this one, then step down. There are plans underway by the Lagos State House of Assembly to make promulgation that will potentially undermine land and property ownership by non-indigenous, especially Igbos, in the state, following a declaration by its Speaker Modasiru Obasa to reverse all reversible. Enterprising and the industrious, the Igbos originally from the southeast Nigeria were targets of several vicious verbal and physical attacks by Yoruba politicians and their acolytes. In the last presidential and the governorship election, many Igbos are thrown their weight behind the Labour Party and its poster boy and presidential candidate Peter Obi. They were blamed for APC and then candidate Bola Tinubu's lose in Lagos on February 25th. Lagos is a Yoruba land as against the assertions of some people that it is a no man's land, Mr. Obesa declared. Therefore, part of our legislative agenda is to ensure the translation of laws passed by this house to Yoruba language. Mr. Obesa, a long-time ally of Mr. Tinubu and a staunch member of the establishment, stated this on Tuesday in his acceptance speech as a third-term Speaker of the Lagos Parliament and the inauguration of the 10th Lagos Assembly. Review plans by the ruling All Progressive Congress (APC) to pass new land and property laws that will favor only the indigenous. In other words, if you are not indigenous, please pack your pack and packages and go. The Lagos Speaker reviewed the plot of the APC controlled state parliament to use all legislative instruments to favor indigenous against other tribes. We also aim at achieving our collective goals of creating a robust legislative framework that protects the interests of our people. Going forward in this wise, we are going to employ all legislative instruments for the support of the indigenous of Lagos, the Speaker of the Lagos Parliament declared. Mr. Obesa further asserted that there will be laws and resolutions in the areas of economy and commerce, property and titles, and we will reverse all that are reversible to protect the interests of the indigenous. The person that is talking this, is never an indigenous of Lagos. The people who is ruling Lagos today, from the beginning of democracy to date, are never indigenous of Lagos. How one day they have collected all the land that is belong to the Lagos indigenes and use it as government properties. Now they want to reverse the one that they have already sold. Not that those land was taken from them by force. They sold it willingly. Now the government want to reverse it simply because one side of the region or of the country are being targeted for all this. We also aim at achieving our collective goals of creating a robust legislative framework that protects the interests of the people, according to Lagos Parliament declared. Mr. Oveto further asserted that there will be laws, resolutions, and areas of economy and property titles, whatever it is. The 2023 presidential and gubernatorial polls had pitched Igbos against Yoruba politicians in the APC and their hurdles against Igbos and the Labour Party. The latest governorship candidate, Badebo Rose Viable, was singled out and demarcated for having Igbo ancestry. In the aftermath of the March 18 Guba poll, the United States issued a statement condemning APC-led suppression of Igbo voters in Lagos and announced fresh visa bans on corporates. Just days before the governorship poll, a notorious Lagos talk, Muslim MC Oleomo Akinsanya, threatened Igbos who would not vote for APC to stay at home. After suffering severe scars in the Lagos governorship race, APC victory is contested at the tribunal Bayo Ononuga, another APC linchpin, pushed an outright exclusion of Nigerians of Igbo extraction from the Lagos political power, marking an escalation of ethnic controversies that envelop the pool. A few months after the election, Nigeria's then Works and Housing Minister Babatunde Fashola said he saw no problems with the ethnic strength that made the elections in Lagos, claiming that identity politics is now a global trend. When I see Igbos make una go on home, una refuse. Now what you wanna go see? It don't happen again. The governor of Zamfara State, Matawale, who is leaving office and stole over 40 sophisticated vehicles from the government house. And now police is challenging Matawale to prove stolen cars. Ex-governor of Zamfara State, Bello Matawale, has been asked by the police to provide proof of his stolen cars. This request follows his allegation of the theft during the search of his properties in Gusau and Marathon. In a BBC outside interview, Matawale voiced his outrage at the race. He said, "I have never seen this kind of stupidity where someone's house will just be entered without any permission, as if we are in a lawless country." You don't know you are in a lawless country before, but now it have affected you. But all the lawless decisions have been taken before, you cannot say anything about it. I'm in Abuja and nobody told me that any court gave that order or invite me, and I refuse to answer. The saddest thing is that in my Gusau house, all my wife's rooms were broken and even hijabs have been taken away. Stoves were all put in a car and taken away. All you stole from the government house is what they return. In my Maradon house, they took away all campaign cars that people gave us as contributions, including those I bought in the United States even before becoming governor. You know, I was a car seller. I will not ask them to bring the cars back. Everybody knows that I have cars. This is robbery. They entered everywhere in my house, and even my daughter's wedding clothing materials, Kayan Lefe, were not spared. However, the police public relations officer in Zamfara, ASP Yazik Abubakar, challenged the claims of the theft in a statement issued on Saturday. He urged those who believe their vehicles were wrongfully confiscated to come forward with evidence. Persons who feel their vehicles were wrongfully attached while executing search warrants during the course of this investigation are advised to produce proof of ownership to claim the such vehicles, stated Abubakar. Abubakar also warned the public against spreading false information that might incite disturbance, noting that it could lead to arrests and prosecutions. It is ethnic cleansing against the Igbos, and there's a knock to Numbu for suspending Emefiele. Our nation Igbo worldwide has accused President Bola Ahmed Tinubu of ethnic cleansing against Igbos with his suspension of Godwin Emefiele as the central bank governor. According to the group in a statement made available to newsmen by its Director of National Interest Matters, Maazi Chima Uzo, the suspension and the subsequent arrest of Emefiele did not follow due process. The statement added that what President Tinubu did is purely a witch hunt and a deliberate attempt by the administration to alienate Igbos from public office. The group argued that Tinubu took the step because the Igbo region did not vote for him during the 2023 elections, adding that Emefiele should have been allowed to complete his tenure as a CBN governor. The statement reads, the Nigerian Igbo worldwide here condemns in its entire entity of a suspension of Dr. Godwin Emefiele, the CBN governor, by the administration of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. To say the least, this suspension is without due process, and the arrest, despite court order against DSS from arresting him, or is provocative and well-meaning Nigerians must resist it and ensure that it does not stand. So you people are fighting for Emefiele now, but you people cannot use this energy to fight for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, who have been detained even when the court of contempt jurisdiction said let him go. On our way done. We view the development as clearly part of the new administration's scheme of ethnic cleansing of Igbos from public offices. This is nothing but a witch hunting directed at the Igbos for no other reason other than they dare to oppose the new administration in the last general elections. We are therefore asking President Bola Tinubu to beware of starting his administration with actions capable of driving an already shaking nation into chaos. He should be humble enough to rescind this unpopular decision and allow Dr. Emefiele to complete his term as the governor of the Apex Bank instead of rocking the boat and destroying all the reforms that were carried out by the CBN under Emefiele's leadership. They wanted to kill me. Audius Okalo burst into tears at Senate valedictory season. You never see anything. You never see anything. You never see a Sebi, you rub mind with them. Sebi, you are dealing with Hausas and Yorubas. You think that they love you. When they go and sit down, who love you? They hate you even from the onset. It remains you. Now they have deal with Rotas Okoroncha, Rotas Okorausa. You don't shut up. Now it remains your turn and mine. On I go collect. Even Uropus or Dimma. On I go collect. Just wait and see. Former Abia State Governor Senator Audius Okalo on Saturday burst into tears during the valedictory season of the 9th Nigerian Senate. I got you report that the 9th Senate held a valedictory season where the senators had the opportunity to speak their minds on their stay in the upper legislative chamber. Speaking at the season, the president of the Senate, Senator Ahmed Lawan, said that the season was a special one against the backdrop that it will be used by the senators to make remarks on the journey that started in 11 June 2019 and ended today. The motion to begin the process was moved by the leader of the Senate, Senator Ibrahim Gobri, APC Sokoto East, to start the valedictory season to mark the end of the 9th Senate. The motion was seconded by the minority leader, Senator Philip Aduda, PDP, Federal Capital Territory. Leading the presentation, the Deputy Senate President, Senator Ovie Omoagege, APC, Delta Central, all the returning senators to support the incoming leaders of the Senate to achieve good governance. When it was time for him to speak, Carlo, who is the Senate Chief Whip, noted that his remarks would be a little bit emotional. Weeping and while narrating how he has been treated politically, especially by those he helped build and the People Democratic Party PDP that he spent his money to nurture. Carlo said, "Before I came into politics, I could buy anything money can buy. I am not a thief. Those that put me in prison know the reason. They took over my businesses and wanted to kill me yet. Yet I survived it, and I am in the Senate with you. I have never lacked while I was in the People Democratic Party PDP, where I served for 2 terms as governors. I brought the money that they used in forming that party, every penny, in 1997 and 1998, and I later became a thief. People I gave transport money from my house in Victoria Island become agents. This is what Nigeria represents. Thank you for giving me these 4 years of uninterrupted support. This country is not fair." You just know it. But when they are dealing with other people, you people will be there. You cannot say anything. The case of Mazen Dandekano, you have never for one day raised issue about it. But now you are crying at the Senate over what they did to you, right? For you to see what ordinary Nigerians are passing through in this so-called nonsense government of the country. APC is plotting to arrest lawmakers elect against choice of Akpabio Abbas, PDP. The People Democratic Party has accused the ruling All Progressive Congress APC of plotting to intimidate and arrest lawmakers elect who are fighting for the independence of the legislature. Nigeria report that the National Publicity Secretary of the party, Debo Olugunagba, made the allegation while addressing newsmen at the party's national secretariat on Saturday. Olugunagba said the PDP is aware that the ruling party had become jittery since it made its position known last week on the leadership of the 10th National Assembly. The PDP spokesman said the party believes in democracy and recognizes the fact that the legislature is an ingredient that is very important and key to the sustenance of democracy in our country. He said, "Information at our disposal, which is verifiable, and some of which we got from your report, is that there are attempts by APC elements to intimidate, harass, and threaten lawmakers elect with a view of influencing the outcome of the election on Tuesday on the floor of both houses as to who emerges the Speaker and the President of the Senate." There are reports of harassment to arrest those people who are considered to be strong proponents of the independence of the legislature and who are at the forefront of the need to respect those standing rules that provide that members elect to elect their own leadership without any external influence. We have these reported actions and plots to arrest such individuals. We as a party that believes in democracy and that had the privilege of midwifing this democracy for 16 years, recognizing the fact that the legislation is an ingredient that is very important and key to sustenance of democracy. So we need to raise an alarm to bring to the fore where the situation is at the moment. Olumundaga said the party will continue to fight for the independence of the legislature ahead of the June 13 inauguration of the 10th National Assembly. He asked members elect to remain steadfast and ensure that they abide by the law as per the standing rules of both chambers and elect from among themselves their own leadership without undue influence. The PDP spokesman further called on lawmakers not to forget that Nigerians expect them to hold the parliamentary institutions sacred, of responsive to the desires of the people of the nation. He added, the legislature remains the symbol of democracy in a constitutional democracy, in the sense that it is regarded as the people's house, where people are elected for all constituencies in the country as a component of the country to speak for their own people. We need to emphasize the need for members to elect to remain steadfast and ensure that they abide by the law as per the standing rules of both houses and elect from among themselves their own leadership without undue influence. We know that the independence of the legislature is a prerequisite for a vital democracy, and therefore our party insists that members elect in both houses must be allowed to elect their own leadership or the desire. It is important to say the National Assembly is a symbol of the sovereignty of the people in a participatory democracy. How do we express that? It is by electing people to represent you at the parliament in both houses, and through them you can speak. Whatever decision they are taking is on the behalf of the people. The sovereignty resides in the National Assembly. Fundamental to this sovereignty is the choice of the presiding officers, because that is how you establish that so-called sovereignty. Emefiele should not be made scapegoat for Buhari's sins. This one is Reno Omonketa speaks. Former presidential aide Reno Mokri has reacted to the arrest of the embattled suspended governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, Godwin Emefiele.